Hello YouTube and welcome back to the Nitro Addiction. How's everybody doing this evening? We've got Core's in the house. What's up, my brother? Steve's in the house. What's up, bro? Yep, this will be my new truggy. It is the Tekno NT48 2.2. So we are in the process of building it. Last night we got the front end mostly built. And we got the rear end and we got started for the next step. And we are going to continue the process. Lee Harris, what's up? Good evening from a snowing like a bee here in Minnesota. Nice. Yeah, I miss snow. I don't get snow. Out here in Phoenix, 40 is about as low as it goes that I've seen so far. This weekend with the big race coming up, all the pros will be in the house, and it's supposed to be like 50 for a low and 75 for a high. So it's going to be great. All right, let me get the manual. Anybody that wants to see the unboxing of it, there's a live last night that we did. You can go back and watch it at your own discretion. I'm gonna set this up like we had it last night. We'll move the fun stuff over. You know, we're gonna get to a point where I can't really have the books sitting out here because everything's gonna be in the way. But I'll try and show you guys as much as possible. So we opened up bag F, as it says, right? Kind of got it zoomed in a little. So bag F is going to be the roll, the sway bar, the arms, putting in the C and D blocks. And like I said yesterday, we're going to go with the stock version. Will you sit up there? If this thing will sit. Doesn't want to sit. We're going to set this up pretty much box stock. So I have the book out in front of me so I can see it. And then I'll get you guys here on the good stuff. Let's see. Trying to get everything positioned where I can still work and you guys can see. Eventually I'll have a better setup. Let's see. I'm too old to enjoy snow. Used to love winter snowmobiling. Hell yeah. Joey Ace RC, what's up? How you doing, brother? Good evening, Cyclone. How you doing, my brother? Did you get that on Black Friday? No, I didn't have the money at that point. I got it literally the next Friday. So backstory for those of you that missed it last week, Nitro Pimp, who usually pops in, I'm assuming he'll be here at some point, offered me good money for that 21 Savage sealed up. I've been wanting one of these, and I started thinking about it, and I couldn't resist. So I took him on his offer, and it's in the mail. He should be getting it sometime this week. But so yeah, that was literally the only way I was going to be able to get this, was, you know, by selling something, because I mean, these things are pricey. I paid full price for it. It'd been nice to get it on Black Friday, but hadn't made the deal yet. You know, didn't have the funds for it. But what's up, Satan's Rage? How you doing? Somebody's pumping out the hearts and the 100%. Hell yes. Thank you guys for tuning in and enjoying. Well, I'm glad you enjoy anyways. But yeah, so now we are, I got a couple other things coming that I was able to pick up out of the deal. Just, you know, on my own, with the funds. But, Yeah, they'll be here probably later on this week, and I'll be able to show you guys next week what's going on with that. But this weekend we got a big race up at Adobe Mountain. It is the U.S. Open, and I don't know how many pros, but I know there's going to be pros there. Excuse me. So hoping I get to meet a couple of them. I don't know if they'll let me film them or not, but you know, just kind of like a goober, you know, just like, oh my God. I know they're not movie stars, but you know, I'm really into the RC stuff, and I've always been into, you know, just enjoying watching the RC videos and everything. And there's actually one pro that I didn't realize he was a pro when I was, you could say marshaling, but really just standing out in the middle of the track watching him scream by with the lowest times of the evening. I think you guys have heard me mention that somebody was running 25 seconds on that track at Adobe, and my best was like a 30. I think I might have hit like a 29.9 or something like that. Just barely broke 30, but very hard to run those times. But I mean, he was screaming around the track, and turns out I'm pretty sure that I think they're related. I think his dad is one of the guys that owns the track. But Camden Lime, I know he's been on the pro scene for a little while, and I've seen him in some videos, and didn't even realize that's who it was until I just happened to put two and two together. So I was actually out there marshaling or watching a pro scream around the track. I think I flipped him over like once, but man, damn good driver. So, and I know that the big names are going to be there. Mayfield, I'm pretty sure Dakota's going to be there. So literally they don't have they have sportsmen and they have pro. So everybody that's are really fast guys that usually I watch in the other races are going to be in the sportsman if they're not good enough to be pro. So I'm going to be, you know, way down at the bottom of the barrel, but I'm going to get out there and try and just do my best and see where we get. So pretty nervous about it. New track layout, haven't been on it yet. So, you know, one of those things. But what's the biggest engine you can run in your class? 21. And you try to run anything bigger, I mean, you just, it's so much fuel consumption. It's not really worth it. Yeah, I'm excited. Second says, sounds like a great time. HPI Savage, you're great. I have a 25 and XL5. I had a 25. I'm sure, well, no, I had a 21. It was a 21 that I sold. I've got a few 25s. I've always had the 4.6. I've got a couple of 5.9s. Love the Savage. Wasn't planning on selling anything, but when somebody offers you a good price on something, you know, and you're ready to get something with that money, it's hard to say no. So anyways, and I've always wanted this. This has been, damn it, been having dry throat issues. Ever since I started RC and started watching YouTube videos back in like 2012 or whatever, I've always wanted to run buggies and truggies. Kind of always wanted to do some racing, but never really wanted to put the time and effort into it. The stars aligned, and here we are, and I'm enjoying it. So we're going to just keep following the dream. So last night after the show ended, I finished putting on the the sway bars, the linkages. I put the droop screws in. So this, damn it. Here, I'm gonna grab something real quick. Okay, cough drop will help me out a little bit here. I'm not coughing, but maybe it'll help. So anyways, on the 2.2 or the 2.0, these are a lot shorter. So it's one of the differences, one of the upgrades. I guess you could call it an upgrade. They made the sleeves in here longer. We're gonna go ahead and get started now. So like I said, we got all the ball ends, everything put in the sway bar links, and it shows Shows the C block running the, and like I said, I'm going stock setup. We will eventually do some tuning on it, but I just want to see how the stock setup runs. They say it's really good on these. So, figured we would try it out. I need, where's that? One more tool, hold on. Where did they go? I thought I'd got them out, but I couldn't find them. Body scissors work really good at cutting these little plastic pieces. You can do it, says Cyclone. What's up, all aspects? Yes, it'll be live streaming. Friday is practice. I got to work half a day, and then I'll be out there. I don't know how much of it. I'm assuming they'll be streaming the whole thing, but all day Saturday is 3 rounds of qualifying, and then Sunday's the mains. So yes, and it'd be awesome for you guys to jump in there and watch. Even between like the last time you guys were able to see me racing on a YouTube video, I've gotten much better, better feel for the car. I'm hoping I can get back in sync with this new track layout. I'm gonna put in as much practice as I can, trying to get a feel for it. And then, like I said, all the fast guys are going to be running in the sportsman class. I'm just hoping I can get up in like a high C spot or maybe a low B, something like that. I got some high hopes, but at the same time, I'm also a realist, so I've got realistic expectations. But yeah, it'd be awesome if you guys join in and check it out and cheer me on. All right, so this one is the C block, and this stock position is a 0 degree offset, so we're just going to start out with that. Should be these screws here. Where's it, the longer ones? 1445, 14 millimeter. What are the short ones? Short ones are 10. Okay, yeah, so it is these longer ones here. I think we'll be able to do decent. I've been holding my own in the sportsman races that I've been running in. I mean, there's some people that are a lot faster than me, but some of them crash a lot more, and it helps me move up. But I've gotten real comfortable with the car, being able to slide through the corners or, stopping it in time, whatever. Some of them, it works better if you slide a little bit, and some people, they don't like sliding at all. They just want to do a clean run, and I am for that as well. Seems like something's keeping it from setting flush. But either way, it's going to be a good time. Made some pretty good friends out there, so just getting to hang out with them makes it for an awesome day, regardless of the results. All right. But of course, winning makes it all that much better. So we'll definitely strive for some sort of win. So the D block, again, Stock position. Are these little boogers? Bob's RC, what's up, my brother? JW, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Oh, excuse me. Okay, so nice and smooth, no binding. You don't have to drill anything. These just fit like they're supposed to. Let's see, no extra pieces. Nope. No bushings or anything like that. So we'll do the same for the other side. Uh-oh. I didn't put the sleeves in. Kind of a pain in the butt with the camera. The camera's in the way. Nope, stay on there. Okay, you have to kind of spread these apart a little bit. It won't go. There. That was fun. And then this one gets the shorter screw. That's crazy how the front side gets two longer screws and the back gets one shorter screw. But Teknos are pretty tough and proven champions, so I'm not going to argue with them. These last two screws are for the and Ryan Lutz is going to be there, and hope I get to meet him. I like him. I like his products. I like his store. I've had good customer service from him, so it'll be fun to get to meet him. Oh. Finally. Northeast Mods, what's up? Like that one screw in the back is temporary. What do you mean temporary? No, that screw stays. Definitely not temporary. One thing I don't think it comes with are the mud guards. And if it doesn't, and I wish it did. Alrighty, we successfully put the AR or the arms on. Sway bars hooked up. All right, bag G. Bag's got some weight to it. Got bearings and stuff in it, that's probably why. Oh, and the, oh, whatever you call it. Well, it's got drive shafts, but also the linkages. And the hexes. Universals. After you bolt the assembly to the chassis, it doesn't get removed, or is that just with the SCT maybe? Maybe, but yeah, no, it doesn't get removed. There's 2 screws that go up through the bottom to hold that in place. So there are 3 screws in total that will hold that in, but no, that screw stays in the back. All right. I'm gonna move this out of the way for a minute until we get some of these other pieces here. So we got this bag G, and then G1 has that stuff, that stuff, that stuff. Optional CVD setup. I didn't know you could get these optional for this, but it comes with the universal. We're going to use that. But we need the drive shafts. Beauties, the bearings. So how many hours does it take to put one of these things together, the whole thing? I've had people say 12 hours. Probably just depends on how focused you are and how much you're like just constantly in it. Me doing the video with it and talking to you guys, it's gonna take a little bit longer, but last night we put 3 hours into it and we got all 3 of the diffs done and basically like the bulkhead, shock towers, all that stuff. So we'll see where we're at after tonight, and it's probably going to be about a 3-hour show. and we'll just see where we're at. Because, yeah, I've never actually got to build one brand new. I always get to take them apart, clean up other people's mess. Man, I like the way these just snap off and don't leave any of the little deals behind. But yeah, I'm always cleaning up everybody else's stuff. So, getting to do this brand new is freaking awesome. Okay, so they're showing these 5 holes. The rest of these are optional. You can do whatever you want with it. I'm just gonna go by the book and install what they tell me. Like I said yesterday, we're gonna keep it as close to the box setup as possible, and just see what it does, and then make whatever adjustments from there that we need to. I'm sure there's a couple things we'll want to change on it at some point, but being that I'm no pro, we're just gonna see what it does. All right. First thing, it's saying to put all of this stuff together. So we're gonna pop in these. The 2 holes go down. There's one. I can cut all the little plastic tit off of it. I don't want to go in. Yeah, I'm assuming this is like we're gonna do Wednesday night as well. So if we do full 3-hour shows, and last night was 3-hour, that'll be 9. So we'll see where we're at after that. I'm assuming we'll have most of it done, and I'm not gonna count like the engine and the body, but I do need to take the servos out of my other truggy to put in here, so that's gonna also be a part of it. I'll probably do that after the show, get it ready. Let's see, so the inside gets the bigger bearing, and then the flanged smaller bearing goes on the outside. For some reason I can't hang on to it. And then put this guy on. And these pins got the little groove in it where the screw sits. I don't know if I'll be able to see that. Make sure it's still. See if we can see in there. No, I was hoping to be able to tell if I still got the groove sitting upright. You know, things like to turn. All right, we're still good. And they got some pretty decent Loctite. Like, this stuff is like gel. And like I said, we're doing everything stock. So last night we did 10K in the front and center and 5K in the rear. We'll see where that gets us. Let's Time to get the eyeball enhancer out. Yeah, right. Raw, what's up, my brother? How you doing? Often puts together some pretty sick exhaust systems. Yes, they do. Now, if you're talking about Offner guy, he built some pretty badass mufflers as well. Still don't know how to say the name. We'll just call you what? Oh, I see it. The Average Guy, Texas. I see it. I'm probably going to use the Block 21. I've got the older one with the gray head on it. Was it the 21B, I think? So we're going to go with that. All right, so there's one of them. And I mean, I could even pull the 83 out of the buggy, put the 83 in it and run the block in the buggy. Either or. I may try both, different versions at some point. But the buggy's so, I've got it tuned in, dialed in pretty good. I don't really want to mess with its mojo. So I think we're going to keep it as it is for now. Because that block's got plenty of power. It's running the 85 millimeter header, so more torque for the truggy. I was moving my other truggy around pretty good, so we're just going to keep it as is. And all right, so both of those are done. Now, okay. So in here on the next step, we're going to use that, that top hole, because these have the two holes. So we're going to use the top one, which is going to lower the ride height. And so it's calling for 2 millimeter to the front. I think that's, yeah. Yeah, because the shock mount goes in towards the back. So yeah, 2 millimeter towards the front and 3 millimeter towards the rear. Oh, and it says it right there. Front and rear. I wasn't looking at that. I was looking at the picture. All you gotta do is read, stupid. So I'm going to have to make some room. At some point, it's going to get a little tricky trying to do all this and get it on camera. Here's my little 3 or 2 millimeter and 1 millimeter spacers. So we're going to cut these out. If I can find my scissors. Okay. Let's see. So I might have to do, okay. I get it. So I have to use all these spacers for both sides. The 2 will go in the front, and then a 2 and a 1 will go in the back. Offner guy, what's up? What motor do you like the most to tear down and put back together? I think they're all fun to tear apart and put back together. I haven't tore down the 83 yet. I bought it new from Adam Drake. He did the oil bath on it, and I just never tore it apart. I usually tear all my engines apart and just make sure they're good. But I just left it as is and trusted that he set me up right. I don't think it matters which side these go on. All right. I think we'll start on the rear. Another one of the changes that they made from the 2.0 to the 2.2. So the 2.0, they had adjustable blocks that go in here. These are just solid. But I don't think that you had two positions on the actual hub, or whatever you call this. So since the rear, I gotta put two pieces in there. We'll get it started. Probably be easier this way. Oh, or not. All right. Come on, get in there. And then a 2 millimeter in the front. I always hate this part. Yeah, get in there. Ha! I did it. Whew. My voice will sound like a freaking 13-year-old in puberty. All right. We'll go ahead and crank it down so we don't forget. I'm good at forgetting stuff like this. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? There's no binding in it. Damn it, get back in there. Anyways, has just a little bit of play back and forth. So, should be good. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't think I necessarily needed all the pieces cut out, but heck yeah. Come here. Hate when they get those little tiny washers and shims. Makes it such a pain in the butt. What are you trying to say? On of a G, damn it. I have no idea what he's talking about. About a millimeter's worth of play. I think these here are going to be extra pieces. Alrighty, next step. And here comes the fun part. Now we get to build the camber links and install them. All right. So as I was telling you guys, the length of these, like this is the actual length. And once you build it, like it'll be exactly 86 millimeter from here to here. You set it with a caliper, you put it up there, and that will tell you that it's right. So hold the turnbuckle stationary with pliers and push the rod in hard into the turnbuckle while turning at the same time. Keep in mind that one end of the turnbuckle has normal threads and the other is reverse thread. Start the rod in straight and it will thread on straight. Oh, good tip. Build tip. Use some grease or chapstick to make assembly and future adjustments easier. All right, we'll use the black grease that they sent us. Let's see here. So this end here is right-handed thread, and this end here is left-handed thread. So the notch side, whichever way that notch faces, which is supposed to be towards the left at all times, it's right-handed thread, which that's good. I've always wondered and never really truly looked at it, but now that I know that, I'll understand that no matter what, as long as you got that notch to the left side, you turn it forward or, depending on how you're looking at it, clockwise, it's going to pull things in. You turn it backwards, it's going to push them out. So, you get just a little dabby dab of the old black grease on there. We got the notch side, so this here is going to be right-handed thread. They said if you start it straight, it'll go straight. This one is not straight. Damn it. It's not straight. Said to use pliers. I'm not going to. I have a rod end, shock tool, whatever, for a reason. We're gonna use it. Pro tip right there. Don't let it slide in your tool, it takes paint off. Okay, so a little dab of grease. just so unnatural for me to try to turn things to the left. It's always a pain in the butt. It's like no matter what. Oops, does not want to go straight. Looks like we're pretty close. It'd probably work better on a flat surface, but we don't have that kind of room. What does it say? 86 millimeters. Damn it. Does not take much to move that. Well, I'm way off. I'm going the wrong way with that. Well, I feel like you're using the proper tool on it, but if you don't hold it tight enough, you end up rubbing the damn paint off of it. It's all right. It's gonna get used and abused anyways. See, this here's lefty, so if I go righty tighty, it should back it off. Trying to keep the thread spacing, or the amount of threads showing the same. Ooh, so close. Give this one here another spin. So close. And I mean, we'll probably end up having to do some adjustments anyways, but no, wrong way. Call that close enough. I think what they mean by putting it on the threads is more out here, and I was just trying to put a little bit on the tip. So it's the notch side, so righty tighty. Getting that thing started straight's not the easiest task. Big Boys Toys, what's up? Left their engines apart. You guys can see what I got on my bench. My bench is full. Actually, probably easier to start just in the hands. Where did you go? I lost some pieces. All right. Lefty loosey. Lefty tighty. Righty loosey. Oops. It's hard to get it to go in there straight. You have to keep adjusting it. Since I knew what I was looking for through the first one, the second one was pretty easy, but it had shut off, so we better double check the actual number. Again, we may get it on there and it may require me to give it a couple spins to get the camber that we want. I could use another spin. Actually, probably shouldn't do that one. Close enough. All right, Bob, have a good one, brother. Thank you for joining in. All right, so now that we've got them set at 86 millimeter, so it's telling me here on the shock, inside and down one, so number 2. And on the rear hub, the top outer, which, okay, so it's saying top outer, which is going to be that guy. So yeah, we'll go to the That hole right there. And we go from the back side in. All right, what do we got here? Should probably put these in first. All right. Another reason I love this tool. Maybe. Come on. There we go. Come on. There. I'm always afraid I'm going to shove it all the way through. I've done it a couple times. Ah, just like that. Don't do that. It's like it doesn't want to go, and then all of a sudden it's just full throttle. And it's got a beveled side to it. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see. Focus. Anyways, I don't want to focus. All right. Let's see. This is weird. So that's weird. I don't know the reason for this, but they're showing that countersunk going towards the flat washer and just up against the shock. I don't really know the reason for it. Maybe, I don't know. And there's not a ball end here. That's crazy. So it's saying, put that in. Put that in. And then turn the countersink, which doesn't set up against any kind of countersink anything, towards that. And we're going to put, let's see, always goes towards the left. So put that in. And they do go on the front. Let's see, on this it shows a washer with the bolt. Comes from the back side, just like that. I guess I should be Loctiting these. Even though first time you put them on they should hold, I don't want to take any chances. Now, I know I'm gonna have to do some break into the truck itself on the track, or it's wear in. And at the same time, I don't want it to just come unscrewed on me while I'm trying to wear it in, get some practice, and get used to it all at the same time. So I need to find out 2 SPD clutch belt for my Pico. Now, of course, the book's not telling me to Loctite those, but I have experience. And that experience says to Loctite it. So inside, second one down. Gets a washer, a countersunk washer. And then this guy. And then a dab of this. Loctite that is. Jared Stoner, see what's up. This makes a threaded 6.8 ball stud. I'll be definitely looking into that for the camber links. Mine because it came loose with the kit balls. Huh. Yeah, I found myself with my buggy checking every linkage that has one of these nylon nuts on them before every race, because I have had it come loose on me. All right, so that there should be it for the rear. So now on to bag H. I'm gonna set this out of the way. Started out with that on the back side, and now we've got all of that. Bag H. And we're finally done with our first bag, because remember this kit came with 2 big bags. It's got a bunch of little bags in it. So this bag will put us roughly through the halfway mark. depending on how much stuff's in the second bag. So last night I got the arms all ready off camera. So you gotta go through and you gotta trim all this. And then I had to hit it with an X-Acto knife. Oops. Yeah, got it pretty close. But if you take your X-Acto knife and you just kind of, right there so you guys can see. Now I can't see. And just give it a little easy trim. This plastic's real, you could say soft. Probably a part of what makes these so durable is that it has a little bit of flex to it. But then, just like with RPM arms, that soft plastic, it's easy to strip out the screws, so you gotta be careful. And of course, especially any kids trying this, these blades are sharp. Probably want to get your parents to do it, because these X-Acto knives will slice you open. All right. So these are the front arms. And let's see. Should go like that. Shocks on the front, sway bar towards the back. Sorry, I didn't realize the camera was up so high. Oh, and it came with the front bumper. All right. So again, we're using the stock center 0-degree offset pills. I got a feeling we're gonna end up throwing that on the floor, but I got a feeling that we're gonna end up, especially in the back, maybe doing like a kick out from back to the front. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Alright, so now I gotta get this without kicking the camera around. Trying anyways. Man, and stuff never just goes straight down. It goes as far away as possible under the table. Thank you, Cyclone. Appreciate you, brother. I'm good though, man. Thanks for giving us a place to hang and watch. Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for hanging. I'm glad you guys are enjoying. Because, you know, I'll be doing this regardless. So doing it with friends is always better than doing it by yourself. So thank you guys very much. All right, now. Okay, so first thing this says to do is the whole sway bar thing. So I did a lot of this off camera last night on the rear. So basically you gotta put your sway bar through those holes first. And then that I could find, that's a 2.7, and that's 2.3. Okay. So these little bushings, whatever you want to call them, this is a 2.7 millimeter diameter on the inside, and then this sway bar is the 2.3? So there's that. Yes, I guess on the old on the 2.0, these have bearings inside. I just got one from a buddy of mine, so I have a 2.0 sitting over there, but this part was already built, so I have not haven't taken it apart, haven't looked at it. You can just see it in the book, and I know people say it's a bearing, so. And then the buggy, these parts are aluminum. I'm assuming they got the optional upgrade, but I'm just going to use these stock plastic ones, and this is kind of like just like a capture. Come on, get in there. Straight. I want you in there straight. Okay, so this is just a plastic, man, I can't focus. A plastic capturing, I don't know what they call this part. But it's basically gonna sit right there like so. Just want to make sure you don't go so tight that you strip out this plastic. Should be able to feel it get tight. Like so. Crap. So I'm trying to keep it evenly spaced here. Okay, so there's that one. If you're not careful, by the time you get the hole straightened out, you can have that plastic stripped. So now that keeps it from moving side to side. I need to turn that and get them more even. There. Keeps it from moving side to side, but at the same time, still has that little bit of play in it. And I don't see, like, it doesn't tell you, it just talks about the bushing. Doesn't say anything about how much distance, how much play. But anyways, might be just a hair tight. Doesn't seem to want to just fall freely on its own. There. That's got a little more play to it. Like I said, it doesn't say how loose to leave that. Sway bar bushings allow you to accurately set the amount of deadband your sway bars have. In general, more deadband, larger diameter bushing works better on rough tracks, and less deadband, smaller diameter bushing works better on smooth tracks. Typically, you'll want the bushing diameter to be 0.3 to 0.6 millimeter larger than the sway bar's diameter. But it doesn't really give much more than that. I feel like I need to. That's a little better. All right, we'll go with that. All right, so now we get to play with our fun tool again. If I go too far with this one, I'm liable to lose it. There we go. So one side gets that. And this other end that I'm putting in, it's just the one that screws to the sway bar. And of course, the directions tell us to Loctite this, but we would do it anyways, even if it didn't say to do it. I don't even see anything saying how far to even set it inside of this little guy. Or you know how deep the, like I put it flush here because that's what I've seen others like say in the books, but I don't see it anywhere in this book. Or like right here in these steps. So we'll just go with that and see what she does. Where's the other Itty bitty teeny tiny screw. There it is. Man, these things are tiny. So this is a 1.5 ever. All right. Where's the other cap? Okay, next step. You guys couldn't mess that up. It wouldn't screw because it wouldn't allow the sway bar to move. What was saying here? Doesn't the little nipple go into the bushing? Oh, no. Let's see what you're asking. So, right there. It's got that little nipple towards the outside. And then once it's installed, you can kind of see the nipple. God, I can't point and hold the book. Where's my finger at? Right there. You can see that little nipple sticking out. Some of them may be built that way, but not this. That's kind of like a guide, and it's got a groove cut into one side of it, so it goes into the fold where the sway bar starts to shape, like where it starts to see that there, where it starts to curve, so it curves into that groove. I'm sure one of them's not set very well. Maybe even both. I don't know. It's not real descriptive on that, so it doesn't seem like it's really that big of a deal either way. But yeah, that little nipple will not, it won't even fit inside that bearing. It's going to make it so tight. A lot of play in these sway bars. So maybe there's some pro tips out there that says do it this way, it works better. I don't know them, not going to pretend to. If anybody does and wants to give us some advice, we're always willing to take advice. Those are bushings, not there, bearing. Get for it. Well, this is the updated version, and they took the bearings out and put these bushings in. And you know, the 2.2 Teknos have been really successful, so I'm just going to go with what they suggest. And you know, I'm not saying it's going to make me super fast, but if I eliminate all the mechanical things, then all the messing up is the driver. The only thing left to fix is me. And that's where I want to be with, with pretty much all of this is if I eliminate all the possibilities and, things that go wrong mechanically, then it's all me. And the only thing that I need to work on is my driving. But I'm sure there's a few upgrades that you can get for these that would make sense. Be a good idea. So they go like that. Yeah, because the shocks line up on the back side and then the sway bars go up front. So now I think, on this side where the shaft is, goes the first one. The three screws on the front are all the same length. In the back, they were different. I do not like turning these screws by hand. Okay, there's that. Now, inserts. Yes, it goes this way. Ah. And again, just like the other one screw in the middle on that outside edge. This is the very front of the truck. Why won't you go in that hole? Get in your hole. Felt like it was pushing on this. Does it show? It shows through the same size, almost like it's so long it's hitting that screw. Because I felt it push. Maybe it was just this here popped out from the flex. Yeah, look at that. It's crazy, it's making it bow up. That's crazy. That's got to be an error. And the book even says 3 of those 14 millimeter screws. On the rear it said 2 and then a 10. This should have been a 10. So now it's not going to accept that screw. As long as it sits in there and works, I don't necessarily care about the screw. I just want it to work. Okay, so it works. Because once you put it in the truck, it's gonna stay. Yeah, one of these days I'll just replace that bulkhead and use a 10 millimeter. But for now, should be, it's not interfering with the gear, so it should be fine like this. So you guys can see. Hold still. There's no signs that that screw is interfering with anything. All right. I mean, I'd rather keep this support. Not worried so much about this. That is messed up. I wonder if they know this. But, you know, with as many people as building these out there, you would think somebody would have mentioned it by now. I don't like it when my rod gets pinched. Oh, I see where I messed up. Yeah, so that was totally my fault. It even shows it right there in the damn print. Well, for anybody that wants to laugh at me, here is your chance. Totally forgot about this guy. That's why this screw is longer. And it's not supposed to mess up that part. At least we figured out what the deal was. User error. I wonder if there's any meat in there for it to grab a hold of. I think it's enough it'll stay, and then when it's sitting in the chassis, it shouldn't go anywhere. Yeah, we'll just have to deal with it, and one of these days we'll replace it. All right, next bag. Can't even get the damn build right. How am I going to get the driving right? It's a new kit. We're not going to laugh. I would. No, I mean, it is what it is, but the screw's still in there. Didn't do too much damage. But yeah, don't forget the bumper on the front piece, people. Don't forget to look back up at the directions, too. It helps. All right. But thank you for your guys' support. Ha ha ha. Hey, at least I know you care, right? Bag I. So now we got this big old monstrosity. If I'm zoomed in too much, let me know. I can set the camera wherever it makes sense. Speak for yourself, Carl. Hit it with your purse. Well, if you would loan me your purse, I'll have one to hit it with. We know you got a pink purse in there somewhere. There's I. I found I. Finally. Alright, so I made one little mistake. Not the end of the world though, it's still gonna do the job. Set this guy out of the way. My book is trying to collapse on me here. Now I haven't really messed with these front end pieces too much, so definitely going to utilize the book more. Try and get you guys a better view. Alright, a lot of little tiny pieces in here and stuff that I've never really, I've kind of messed with the maintenance of this a little bit, so I've had a little bit of experience with these, but either way, this is still kind of new ground. Ooh, carbon fiber, look at that prettiness, oh, right there. I've got titanium of those pieces for that buggy, but nothing has broke on it yet, so I haven't entertained the thought of even putting them on. I say that and I'm gonna curse myself. Hopefully not, but I've yet to break some of those pieces. But I got shock towers, these pieces. What else was it? There's multiple things in that bag. The wing mount, or not the wing mount, but the piece that holds the wing on. What else? There was a whole thing in that bag. Oh, the shock towers. Sorry, I know that's rude, but I'm getting to the point where I can't breathe. All right. My bad. All right, so we need to snap these off. Nice clean break. Just like in the 2.0, these hubs are bigger than the rear. Not a whole lot, but it is bigger. Makes that front end just a little bit wider. All right. So we want to take this, shows it like this. Got another flared bearing. And drop this guy in. Oh, better put the right pieces on first. Alright. Overall, it's been a real easy build. Very detailed directions. Nice illustrations. Show what it is that they're telling you to do. So for any first-time kit builders, I would highly recommend this as a first-time kit for anybody. Come on, get in there. It's like no matter what I did, I couldn't get it to go straight. That groove is up. And it's important that you get that groove facing up so that the screw sits down in it. If not, it could come apart when you don't want it to. Okay, are these marked? I don't see any marks on it saying right or left, but I'm assuming should be left side. Right side. All right, so that there was the first step. Let's see, make left and right side assemblies, gotcha. Okay, so we still need to mount. So, and this is gonna face back, this hole face back towards the car, because that's where the steering linkage hooks up. Guess I should get it in the view for you guys. And it pretty much shows it on there, but it doesn't really explain it, so. What screw are they using? 1404. There's 1404, 12 millimeter. Yeah, that looks about right. I could get the caliper out and measure, but so then the other one in the bag was the 1420, and they're 5 millimeter. So I got the tiny screws, but then I do have these cap head screws. These are a little different. And they're 22, so yep, these are the right screws. Like I was saying last night, that's one of the things that I like about Tekno. They don't give you bags of screws, and you got to pick out the right ones out of like a stock. They give you what you need for that section per that bag. So this is bag I. It comes with everything needed to finish this portion and the pieces that are in bag I. Anyone ever do the old OS piston retainer clips? Piston has a slot with a round clip, not a G clip. Huh. There's one side, the other side is tapered fit. Yeah, there's so many different engines with so many different variations of parts and how they go together. All right, there's that side. These funky angles on it, everything's slick. Try to line it up and it just slides away. You know, I just look at these pins, it just reminded me of something. So these little pins right here in this pile, they're part of what holds like the C hub to all this and like helps hold it all together, you know, for its hinge. And on this car, the 2.2, it uses these tiny little bitty short tiny screws, and you know, it goes in and it goes through these different holes on the C hub and helps hold it all together. And on that 2.0, for any of you guys that were watching that, and I thought those screws were missing, well, I got to looking at it, and they're little grub screws, and they're all there. So just wanted to throw that out. A little difference between the 2.0 and the 2.2. Little tiny grub screws that I couldn't see, and then these bigger screws. And as to which one's better, I could not tell you. You know, I haven't had a whole lot of bad luck with grub screws backing themselves out. Well, regular screws I have, so I don't know. You do the math. All right, so all those pieces are good. Next step. This looks like silver on top, black on the bottom, but it's short silver. So use the one that they're showing in the guide. So on top we got this short silver bushing, and then on the bottom it shows a short black one. And then Stock position is high. Must use same color sleeve pins together. Huh. Uh-huh. So they have silver and black hinge pins, and well, that's cool. So if you look at the black ones, right there, it's got the flat spot, like retaining focus right there towards the end of it. But on these silver ones, it's up there towards the head. So apparently using the different pins will change your ride height. So stock position is high. Looks like they got the silver up top and the black on the bottom. Must use same color sleeves to pins together. Ah, okay. I got it. So they're using silver on top, black on the bottom. So silver pin on top, black pin on bottom, and that's high. Or if you flip it around, black on top, silver on bottom, that's the low position. Like I said, we're gonna go stock, so we're just gonna stick with that. See what we get. So with that being said, so with this guy, now we need this. And the screw hole is here. So we need that flat notch that's under my finger facing that screw hole. And that's cool. It really only goes in one way. Right there. They make it dummy proof. They knew I was coming to get it. So then, it even says it on there, of course. So we're gonna Loctite on these little tiny black screws. Yeah, these are critical. Better do just a little bit more. It's like I'm always worried about these coming out. So far I've been pretty lucky with them. Hopefully it stays that way. Awesome adjustment right there. Oh, with those pins, if you're talking to me, yeah, Nitro has a taper on it. Yep. Come to think of it, I have seen it before. I didn't mess with it either. Oh, you talking about these ride heights? So this bottom one is going to take. Crap. I gotta make sure it's in there right. Yeah, the weird thing about that is where this hole is at, there is no flat spot. I think that's the wrong pin. Huh. Okay, I see. So it's got long and short. These must be for something else. Yeah, so you gotta use the right pin because that screw hole is literally like right there at the top where the pin goes through, right where my thumb is at. So it needs that notch at the head. And the other one that I grabbed is down there at the bottom. So make sure you keep that straight. Otherwise, may not do what you want. And that flat notch doesn't hold this in a certain position, but it sure lets us know where that like the flat spot on the head. It lets us know where the flat side for the screw to hit it. Alright. Yeah, on that other buggy, even when I tore it down and cleaned it up, I never took all this stuff apart. And I don't even think that he gave me all the extra adjustments for it. I'm assuming there's a lot of similarities between this and the buggy, so. All right. And then yep. So on the top, silver. On the bottom, oh, wrong thing. The black. Yep, left. Okay, so that is right. I'm feeling just like everything else. Building these kits will be addicting, and I'm going to want another one. But I'm going to refrain from it. Well, even just like the Lego sets, once you get done building one, you want to build another one. A couple of years ago for Christmas, we bought a bunch of them. And I had the whole week for Christmas off, and we all had our own stuff, and we sit there as a family and built Legos for, I don't know, like 3 or 4 days. That was fun. If you've never done that as a family, you should try it. Good times. Or even by yourself, whatever. It's still good times. Does that one get that much play? Something's not right. Did I use the wrong? I think I did. It was like, which one's right? I don't know which one is right. Because I think these thinner ones are going to be here in this next step. So those thinner ones look like they go down there. I need this thick one. So the bottom ones for where I'm at now are supposed to be thick. And then that's for the next. And to show where I'm at. So by looking at that, I think you guys can see what I'm seeing. Looks like it's supposed to be the thicker one. And then down here it's supposed to be the thinner one. So we have to take it back apart. Because I know they got play in them, but that's a lot of play. Yeah, I didn't realize there was two different sizes of those. This may take the whole thing back apart to get that out. I don't want to. And the fact that there's only two of those thicker ones and then there's like four of the thinner ones tells me I got it in the wrong spot. Now I can't get it out. Every time I reach for it, I push it back in. Alright, got the thick one. Pretty sure that's right. Yes, sir, often guy. I think that pin adjustment, I think that's pretty neat as well. Just like a simple way of adjusting. All right, where'd it go? There it is. Okay. Make sure that flat side's in the right spot. Man, I cannot wait to run this bad boy. It's gonna be so much fun. I mean, I could get dead last place at the damn race and I would still have a blast now that I've got this. Which the Mugen was fun, but always wanted that Tekno. Alright, I need my pen. Okay. So I know this faces towards the front. It's on the left-hand side. It says L18. This is where the steering linkage hooks up. So we should be perfect. Same thing with the right. Goes on the right-hand side. So shouldn't be any issues with that. All right, now the next step is to connect the bottom. All right, so on the bottom, the inserts go out. Bless. Oh, excuse me. Crap. Yes, these little thin guys go in like so. This is the left side. There's that one. And there's that one. So now I just gotta get the screws with some Loctite and then the hole before the pin comes out. Have a good one, mods. Appreciate you. Have that bad boy on the track before you know it. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, I'm just going together pretty quick. Happy with the ease of it. That and I've rebuilt enough stuff over the last few years that I understand a lot of it, so it's a little easier. All right. Now the other side. Okay. So inserts. Yeah, I would have found out real quick that thick insert doesn't work. Wouldn't work on this. Damn book, stand up. Yeah, a lot of the guys at the track are starting to sell off their Tekno stuff and on Facebook, and somebody's like, "Why is everybody dropping Tekno?" And all the comments were, "New stuff's coming out soon." So I'd been hearing about the 2.3 or 3.0 or something like that. I think it's a 3.0. It's supposed to be coming out in January. So that'll be interesting. I don't plan on running out and grabbing it right away, but at some point it'd be kind of cool to have. See what kind of changes that they make and all that good stuff. You know, it's like, man, how much better can you make it at this point? Pretty cool design with all these pins. I don't think I've seen anything else like it. All right. So now the same thing as the back side. We gotta put a little bit of grease on our threads. Damn it. Let a pain in the ass get started. Now that we've done one and kind of figured it out, it's a lot easier. Okay, on these front ones, 82.5. Gotta go quite a bit further since the measurement's different. see. Close enough. I ought to level this out. One more. Be honest with you, turnbuckles are my least favorite. Oh no, shocks suck too. Well, sometimes. I guess shocks aren't too bad. Diff sucks when you gotta clean them out. Clean out somebody else's mess. So next week will be my last week before I go home for 2 weeks. So after next week, I won't be on until about the 5th. Just giving you a heads up. Yeah, I don't really like doing turnbuckles. Not really at all. Perfect. Now for the fun part. I used to hate these things too. But telling you what, you get the right tool, anything can be fun. Come on. Get in there. God dang it. I hate doing that. Because I don't want to stretch it out. Damn it. Prematurely, but apparently it's all or nothing. Come on, gentle. There. Thank you. And I know there's a beveled edge on the side you're supposed to put it in. There. I guess with these bigger ones like that, just kind of get them started, and then you just kind of wiggle it in. Show you what I mean. So if I sit there and try to like push it, I always push it too far, but once you got it in position, then you just kind of wiggle it into place. Because if I try to push it through, I just shove it all the way out. I don't like it. Okay, now comes the fun part. So from outside in, and they are hitting the inside bottom hole. They call it number 3. And then a washer. And this one doesn't have that beveled countersunk washer. A little bit of the sticky lube. Buy me a new set of jamming shocks from A-Main and see how they work out. Hell yeah. Stop it. So on this outside, they're showing it in the center. They call it the B slot. I need the washer in between here. And then this. And then the good stuff. And yeah, being that they're new, probably doesn't necessarily need it. But trying to make sure. It does not come off. Unless I want it to. I didn't even check to make sure the dog bone was in place, thank God. Thank the Lord that it was. So again, inside bottom, number 3. The washer. I love this little thing. It's the 5.5. It works for pretty much every freaking nut on just about all of these. Dog bone is in place. Washer. So buttery smooth. All right. So that is the last piece with no leftover pieces coming out of bag I. So now we got bag J. I'll move this out of the way. Alrighty. First step is this. These two. That guy. Let's see. Can you use a 17 mil wheel wrench here? Oh, cool. So your 17 millimeter wheel wrench will fit that. And then what is this? Fit this O-ring inside the groove of the nut above it. Ah. There's a little groove inside there. It's actually kind of like a lock nut. Put that O-ring in there. I'm assuming it helps keep it from coming apart. See, this piece is included in the kit. It can be used in place of servo assembly. However, it can damage your servo. Run at your own risk. Well, where's it at? I don't even... It's not this. Doesn't say what bag it's in, it just says it's in the kit. I'm gonna run a servo saver. I don't want to use it. I was just wanting to look at it. I've heard of them putting stuff like that in there, but I mean, I don't know that it'd really help you out in it. It's just gonna your servo. All right. First things first. There you go. Sits in there flush. Countersunk, whatever. And then we put that goes on the bottom. Oh wow. It doesn't give any secrets or tricks on how to, man, you gotta compress that thing quite a ways to get the nut started on it. Usually there's some kind of trick that it gives you, but it ain't saying nothing about it. Tighten nut all the way down, then back it off 2 full turns. Oh, it's not as bad as what it looks like it's gonna be. Maybe. Maybe that's where the wheel nut tool comes in handy. Where is it? So I think this is what they were meaning by you can use your 17 millimeter wheel wrench on it. Probably gonna make it a lot easier. Or not. I don't know. I've never actually put one of these together. Everything I get's always together, and I don't take it apart when I'm doing my cleaning. So, all I did was I put it down with my thumb like this, and then spun it. Got it to start. But now, yeah, so much easier. It's even a pain like this, but I can't imagine trying to do it without. All right, so that's pretty much as far down as we're gonna get it. So 2 full turns. So if we don't take it out, we won't lose our place. There's 1, 2. That thing's a pain in the butt. I don't like anything to do with the steering. It's always a problem. Okay, so now it says option. Oh, 2 part numbers. Option's probably like an actual aluminum or something. What's wrong here? So it's double bearing here. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay, I've seen these. I think the buggy's got the metal ones. So when it sits like this, and the Ackerman is going to be like this. And then, so, oh, too big for that. It says it's a 7 millimeter. I thought I had 7 out here. I knew I did. Got my nice little Milwaukee set. I think that's a perfect fit. We'll find out. Did get all the pieces in, right? Yeah. And then the same thing with this guy. And it gets this. That out that way. Okay. Let's do. It doesn't have any notes in here on how tight you want this, but I'm assuming if I go all the way down, it's not going to move. So I'm probably just going to have to take it all the way down and then back it out. Yeah, if we leave it that tight, it's just going to be binding up. So that's tight. Still a little tight. Should probably undo it another smidge. There, free falling. Right. So it is the Ackerman steering post, yada yada. So now, same thing with these. Nope, both outside rod ends have a larger offset. Okay. Nope, notch always goes on the left side of vehicle. Actual side is the left side shown. So it shows the left side, but they're both going to be 77.5. Damn it, put the front end wrong. So it's gonna be just like this. So I need to flip this guy around. Damn it. I'll do it later. Just gotta remember I got one of them wrong. I totally forgot to even look at it when I was putting it in, and I just thought about it. Stop doing it wrong. All right, but this is where it gets tricky because this offset is bigger and it goes to the outside. So my notch goes left. My sharpest offset. So this will here go to the wheel. So this one here is our left side. Get in there. And the ones with the offset not so big goes towards the steering rack, or towards the center of the car, I guess I should say. But yeah, you have to build these different than each other. So on the left side, the notch will go left, and the sharper angle will go left. And on the right side, the notch will go left, but the sharper angle will go to the right. So you have to remember that. Let's see, she's right along looking good, my friend. Appreciate you. Thanks, sir. We'll get her. So 77.5. If I quit putting shit in backwards, it'll go much faster. Give each side a couple of turns. Pretty close. Like I said, we'll probably have to do some adjustments anyways. Okay, so this one here is the left side. Where's the other rod? There it is. All right. So I'm going to do this in the order that's in my head. I've got the notch to the right and the wheel towards the left, which means when I'm done, the notch will be left and the wheel, or the outside, will be to the right. And it probably doesn't make much sense as I'm saying it, but it makes sense. Spin it till there's a few threads sticking out. So now, and these only go one side or the other, like the way you have to build it. So notch left, sharper angle goes out towards the wheel. Which will be on this one, in this case, to the right. And then with this one, notch left, sharper angle left. So you got to keep that straight when you're doing this. Like my buggy, when I got it, I noticed one of these turnbuckles was basically backwards. And then once I redid it, rebuilt it and put it back in, started handling better. So something to keep in mind. Cool. We got the measurement it called for. So notch left, outside sharp angle to the right. And then this one, straighten out. We got notch left, sharp angle, left. So now that they're built, we gotta keep those separate. Or it'll be all wrong. So now let's see, front of vehicle, yep. Stock position, front hole. So we're gonna go front hole, and it sets just like that. Towards the front. So now we need this, and, oh, you know what? We get to do the fun stuff now. That one went in right. Some of these, both edges look beveled. Okay. So this one here goes on the right hand side. So it's going to go on this side. Bolt through for these guys. Through the front hole. Put a dab of the blue goo. And the lock nut. So same thing with this. So we can tighten them both down. I've never done this off the car like this. It's actually a little bit easier than trying to mess with it on the car. But how often when you're working on this stuff do you want to take this completely out to do it? I know I don't. So when you're done with this, what the, how'd you guys end up opposite like that? Okay, the Ackerman rack goes towards the front. You got notch left, sharper end left, notch left, sharper angle to the right. And the book shows it just like this, so it should be good. And the next bag, it wants me to put the servo in, so I gotta dig that other servo out of the other car. And we're not gonna have time tonight. But we will drop the bearings in here real quick. Hopefully they don't fall out. There it is. Alrighty, well, we're into the second bag, and we got shock assembly, we've got chassis bracing. Still got a lot of bags in here, but it looks like quick, easy stuff. So more shock stuff, and then there's that non-servo saver, whatever you want to call it. Steering horns. We got skid plates, antenna. Don't know what those are. Stuff we'll find out. And then more of these little goodies. More shock stuff, air filter, engine plates, shocks. So the remaining bags, you know, it's a lot of the same stuff. But hopefully we'll get it all done tomorrow, and if not, I'll just do the rest of it Thursday, so I'm ready for Friday. Yeah, tomorrow we'll get that servo taken out of the Mugen, both the servos and the receiver, engine, all that stuff, and then we'll jump right into finishing this. We're getting there. Thank you guys very much. I know a lot of people already had to go to bed. It's late, but I do appreciate you guys hanging out, sticking with me. We'll get her done here pretty soon, and then we'll be racing. So thank you guys very much. I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow night. Until then, much love and peace.